Breaking news out of the state of Texas. A high school student wielding a shotgun entered his school and was confronted by a teacher. The teacher was shot, and we're still trying to get details on this horrible event. But, what's that you say? It wasn't Texas? You sure? That's impossible. No, there's no way it could have happened there. They've already got high-capacity magazine bans. They've already got bans on assault weapons. They've already got bans on a lot of semi-automatics. They already have bans on a lot of semi-automatic magazine-fed rifles. They already have bans on a lot of shotguns and pump actions and lever actions. There's no way. There's no way. With all the gun control there, it's crazy. No, you got to be kidding me. You're 100% positive. You're sure. Okay, all right. Just want to make sure I put that out. Just want to make sure that's correct. Because, you know, there is a lot of gun control there. Okay, we just got a update from our producer, and apparently it wasn't the state of Texas. Apparently it wasn't a state that had easy to procure, shall issue carry permit for concealed carry of handgun. It wasn't a state that allows you to keep a loaded firearm, a loaded long arm, in your truck, vehicle period. It wasn't a state that allows you to defend your home with deadly force and protects you from civil liability. No, it wasn't a state like Texas whatsoever. In fact, you know what? It was nowhere even near Texas. It was California. Gun control does not work. Plain and simple. There's been another shooting in Bakersfield, California. Now this, I don't have a whole lot of details on this. All I know is one teacher was shot by a high school student with a shotgun, and I don't know anything about if anyone was killed or how many other people was wounded. All I know is, it was Bakersfield, California. How much gun control is there in California? How strict is the state of California itself? And then on top of that, you've got to add in county legislation and municipal ordinances. Good God. Municipal ordinances are, they are much stricter on firearms than any state law in 9 out of 10 towns in California. So this just proves that gun control doesn't work. You've got all these shootings that are happening in Connecticut, New York, California. How much more evidence, how much more blatantly obvious does it need to, do we need to require mass shooters to start wearing signs that say, "I love gun control"? You can say I'm a paranoid paramilitary fanatic. You can say I'm a right-wing, hardliner nut job. You can call me whatever you want to, and you can call the firearms community whatever you want to. But the very fact of the matter is, gun-free zones kill, gun control kills. Look at Chicago. I am surprised there has not been a major mass shooting in Chicago, which is, with the Supreme Court striking down D.C.'s ban on handgun ownership, has now surpassed D.C. as the nation's gun control capital. So you know what? Gun control don't work. Look at the violent crime rates of every major city that has very strict gun control. Look at the crime rate of every state that has very strict gun control. You compare that to Dallas, to Houston, to Phoenix, to Oklahoma City, to Tulsa, hell, St. Louis, Atlanta. Cities and states that do not have very strict gun control. And you will find one stark contrast. The states that have more gun control and the cities that have more gun control measures implemented are cities where people are dying at a much higher rate, much more frequently. But less guns makes us safer. Now I will say this, more guns in and of itself, as a whole, just basic, just dumping more guns out on the street, that doesn't make us safer. I will admit that. I will be the first one to admit it on the roof of the tallest building with the loudest megaphone I can get. More guns alone does not make us safer. More guns in the hands of responsible, ethical, moral, law-abiding citizens, that makes us safer. Because when you allow the populace to arm themselves, what you are doing is you are swaying the balance of power from the bad guys and making their job more dangerous and harder for them, because they know that the chances they're going to encounter stiff resistance goes up dramatically as gun control goes down dramatically. You look at Switzerland. In the country of Switzerland, a country that has never been invaded and has shown neutrality and gotten away with it in just about every single major global conflict. Now you'd figure a state that shows neutrality all the time is a weak state, and you'd be wrong in the case of Switzerland. In Switzerland, every single male is required to serve in that country's military. Now, I don't know how long they're required to serve, but I do know they are required to serve in that country's military starting at the age of 18. And then as soon as they get out, they are required to keep their military arm and take it home and keep it in the home. So you're looking at a country in Europe, of all places, in Europe, that has roughly 550,000 of what the left-wingers and the talking heads in front of the microphones at CNN and MSNBC and CBS, NPR, and all those other left-wing media outlets, because that's exactly what the hell they are, would call assault weapons. There's 550,000 of them in a country that is smaller than the state of Texas. And they are more heavily armed per capita than we are in Texas. They have an annual shooting festival, one of the largest in the world. And guess who provides them the ammunition for that shooting festival, where half of the country comes out to go shoot at ranges? Guess who gives it to them? I'll give you a hint. It ain't the gun manufacturers, and it ain't the ammunition manufacturers. It's their government. Because they understand that a well-armed populace is the greatest deterrent to any and all threats. A populace that is free to keep and bear arms without restriction is a truly free people. Their government respects that. It's time for ours to.